Boom.
For realsies?
I did, for realsies. Indeed, you do.
Not for play?
I mean, that would be
For
weird.
real.
For reals. Absolutely.
For real. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the real, or I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying words. Words are happening. It's fine.
Words are happening, and it is fine. So, would you like to record an episode, Allie?
I would. Oh, now I see. I see that the YouTube lag is a thing.
It is a thing. Oh, speaking of which, I was actually going to be getting. I am thinking about getting new internet because I just got an email that T-Mobile is now moving in with like 5G. Like,
oh my god! Oh man!
I looked at the speed. I looked at the speeds too, and it's faster than what I'm getting. It is faster.
Do it.
So,
Do it. That's exciting.
I think it's cheaper than what I'm paying now too. So we'll see. So
you should totally do it.
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna do it. Well, I'm at least gonna do the 15-day test drive to see how it works. So that minimum.
Is it fiber or is it just like?
Oh no, it's
5G?
It's 5G. It's like a cell phone in your house running the internet.
Is 5G better than fiber?
No, fiber is much faster.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Fiber is much faster.
5G is fantastic. So
it's true. Like, it is nice when you have a good signal. So it's true.
It helps. It kind of helps, especially when you do podcasting and streaming. You work from home. Kind of helps.
It does. It does. Anywho, well, I hit the record button, so.
Oh, then I shall too. Thusly have done the hitting of the record button. It's happened.
Okay, it has happened. Beautiful. All right, so now that we got the squiggles in place, let's do the thing.
We may never know, Uther. I intend to live forever.
How dare you show your face here? Faces.
Don't laugh at that, you idiot!
A lot of story there, a lot of lore. For those of you who are into that kind of thing, I love you.
Welcome to Live, Laugh, Lore, the podcast that explores where we've been and where we may go next in the world of Warcraft.
Welcome everyone to Live, Laugh, Lore, episode 177. The show that loves to sum things up in a neat little package. Yeah. Each episode we will check in, have some laughs, and talk all about the lore of Warcraft, one or two topics at a time. And my name is Jin, and I will be playing the role of Summer Upper for all of for you all. That's my job today.
What the hell is Summer Upper? Can you?
I'm summing things up. I'm the Summer Upper.
Oh, I get it now. See, I'm thinking like the season of summer, and
I'm taking an upper, like.
Like, okay, I'm happy for you? Question mark. Okay, no, I'm here. We're good. It's fine.
And today I'm joined by someone who didn't know what a Summer Upper was. It's someone that always enjoys those sweet, sweet summers. It's Allie.
And Summer Uppers, apparently.
Apparently, that's what we get around here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of which, how you been, Allie? How you doing?
I'm super busy. We're just going to talk about the happy stuff here because this is a happy place. I had Gillies in town. So last Wednesday, I got to finally, after decades of wanting to go to my first Linkin Park concert.
Beautiful. All right. Got to go.
Great. Got to go.
So how was
great.
How's the new lead singer? I haven't.
You know what? She's good.
Okay.
I mean, the clips I saw, I was like, all right, she works. And I've listened to the new album. I'm like, all right, she's pretty good. She's got a good scream in her. Does really well live. And I think she was a good choice for multiple reasons. And man, her scream, it's just, it is kick-ass. It's a thing of beauty. Does it well. It's great. The stage setup was really weird though, because it was right in the middle of the arena. And seats on all sides. And so they like half the band would be facing one way and half the band would be facing the other way. And then they'd switch it off and on. And sometimes both like Mike and Emily would be on one side, one time like different sides or on the ends. And it was just weird because you were always seeing someone's ass, no matter what. And I think I got to have more fun with lasers and let to have, you know, more seats and stuff. So it's cool. But on the other hand, like, I like to see them interact with each other. And so when they're a little spread out like that and kind of facing different ways is a little different. A little different.
Okay. All right.
But lasers were cool. So that's a thing. Lasers.
All right.
Freaking laser beams.
For
Let's
laser
go.
beams,
Yeah.
the sharks with the lasers on their head or something. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then on Thursday, we went to the mountains. So that was nice. And did some like hanging out, that kind of thing. And life happened. And we're not going to talk about that. But it does mean I've barely played Warcraft this week, unfortunately, because I have been insanely busy between guildies in town and life invasions. I did do LFR last night just to kind of keep that raid rep up a little bit. So I'm like not lagging behind in that at least. I figured that was, you know, for last night, considering I had very minimal time to play. I thought that was the most useful point of my time for that. And that was it. But before I pass on to you, I have a big announcement that I don't think you've realized, dear Jen.
What's that?
Do you know what yesterday was?
Yesterday, September. Wasn't it? That was the first episode came out. So
Yeah, yesterday was our 5th anniversary.
5th. Is it 5th? Yeah, 2020. Yep, that
Yeah.
would be it. Yeah,
We're in
look at that.
2020.
We're officially 5. Wow.
We are officially 5.
Yeah, we can
Legit.
We're ready for kindergarten or something. I think that's roughly the age.
That
It's the
yeah,
age I
let's
went.
go with that. I mean, that's the age I went too, but I don't know how that equips. That's not a word.
I don't know.
I don't know how that compares to podcasting.
Me
but
neither.
Okay,
I don't know.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, happy anniversary, friend.
Yay!
Yeah.
Look at
There
that.
we go. We did it.
Happy
5
anniversary.
years.
We did it 5 whole years. Look at us. Look at us go.
5.
Look at it. Look at
Speaking of
Look at
5 years, what you been up to, Jen?
what have I been up to? Well, Vinny ain't 5 yet. He's not even 5 months, but he's massive.
Oh, but he's so big. Oh my gosh.
He's so big.
What?
Good Lord. But yeah, no, the only thing that I've got going on is, I don't know, me and my wife just been hanging out, chilling. It's been amazing because, I don't know, we've been having some crazy, amazing weather lately, and so I've been loving that. And we've been watching Gilmore Girls because it's the freaking fall season, and I love it. Even though we're not officially in fall yet, it just feels like it in California. It kind of actually feels nice. And then in the Warcraft front, I think we're up to 4 out of 8 already. Look at us go.
Nice.
Yeah, we made it up all the way. So we made it all the way up to the Demon Hunters. And then turns out that we need a smidge more DPS because we hit their little berserk timer. Because
Oh,
all 3 of them
gotcha.
started doing the crazy shit all at once. And we're like, okay, we're supposed to have them down by then. That's where they're...
Yeah. Oh, whew. Yeah.
All 3 of them were metamorphosized. So, yeah.
Metamorphosized.
And then they just laughed at us. We were like, oh, I just don't understand. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That's all right. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're not supposed to survive that. So just a smidge more DPS. And we'll get him down.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking good. I'm actually thinking that this... We might be hitting AOTC earlier than I was anticipating. It seems like it's going pretty quick, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll
Nice.
see how Dementius treats us once we get there on heroic.
Yeah, and salad bar. You know,
Mm-hmm. Old salad bar. He's a toughie, I hear. But I don't know.
watch out for that rotten lettuce.
My
sure.
cabbages.
Even better.
Even better. Speaking of even better, that's really all I had going on. It's just been a super chill week. Allie, there's a job that you can read, and it's a job. I'm just gonna.
It is a job. I am here for this job. I love this job. This is gonna be probably the highlight of my entire day. It's great. Okay, are you ready for this job?
I'm ready. I wrote this job. Like, what?
All right, bye. Hey there, listeners. As we prepare for midnight, it's important that we brush up on some safety information first. First off, EA, or Erotic. I can't. I was gonna try to say sexy, and then I tripped over my tongue. It was a whole thing. Can't really be sexy when you're tripping over your tongue there. Ooh. All right, it's fine. It's fine. That's what we do. We laugh around here. It's fine. Erotic asphyxiation may sound fun, but it does have its risks. So be sure to read up on how to keep yourself safe when those adorable purple feet slowly descend upon your neck. See, we've got all sorts of useful tips here. So be sure to keep listening for more tips, including how you can support the show.
Really great tips like that.
All sorts of tips.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
We're full of so much information. It's just so useful.
Full of something. We're full of something.
Full of something.
5 years of being full of something.
Oh, speaking of being full of something, well, during Gamescom, Ian gave us a real quick summary of what the War Within. He was just like, "Hey, this is what happened." Well, his recap was pretty good. In fact, we're gonna listen to it to kick off this whole little chitty chat today. So let's see how Ian does, and we'll fix it.
Sure, I guess a little bit of a story so far for the World Soul Saga. So yeah, gist of the story of War Within. So heroes around Azeroth began hearing these dark omens, from messages from the World Soul herself about darkness coming. That led to a surprise attack on the city of Dalaran, the destruction of our beloved city of Dalaran, and the nature of the threat facing us being revealed. This powerful entity known as Xal'atath. So over the course of the World Soul Saga, over the course of the War Within, we've been trying to kind of keep up with her. She's been one step ahead of us along the way. At the culmination of the War Within, as we just discovered, she kind of ascended to a new tier of power and is finally poised to really unleash the power of the Void upon Azeroth.
Yep, and that leads us directly into what we saw in the trailer yesterday, which is Xal'atath and her devouring host at the gates of the Sunwell, ready to threaten everything that's dear to us, and our beloved elves, Lorthamar, Liadrin, and the rest of them all mounting a defense along with an intercession from the Sunwell itself. Super exciting stuff. That is the beginning of the expansion, which you saw in the trailer there, and that leads directly into the story.
Riveting stuff, I tell you. Okay. Well, not bad of a recap, but I'm sure we can fill in some little bit of detail that they didn't have time to cover because it's a YouTube short, and apparently that's how you get all your information from Gamescom right now. This is on the YouTube Shorts.
Oh, Gamescom, that's a whole thing.
That's neither here nor there, though. But before we really dive into our little recap here, I first want to get your opinion there, Allie. Do you think that The War Within was a good part 1 to the World Soul Saga?
I think so. You would think a part 1 would lay down the foundation for the saga, and I feel like that's what this expansion has done. Done it fairly well. It left some questions open that I would have liked answers for, but that's also kind of a nice thing because it keeps you connected and intrigued and wanting to learn more. So I think it was pretty solid foundation laying expansion. What do you think?
I would agree. I think it did enough of introducing new things, right? It was like, we got the Belladar and the Arathi, which is freaking cool. We got the Earthen, just introducing them to the story and bringing them to the forefront, and then here's some really spooky shit. We're using Xal'atath. Xal'atath's going to do some crazy stuff, and we're going to be bouncing around all over the freaking place, doing all sorts of fun little adventures, because I think part of that ties into probably Chris Messon and Blizzard's plan of trying to tie up as many loose threads as they possibly can, right? Right. I don't think they have like a WoW 2 or something in their future, but I do think that they want to move forward with their storytelling in some new ways. I don't really know exactly how that's going to work. They did say the ending of The Last Titan is going to be real epic, so we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I like if you think about it, it's in a sense it's almost like watching A New Hope, right? It's obviously this wasn't as cohesive, right? The War Within was bouncing all over the freaking place.
It was true.
Right? If anything, maybe it's the middle one of the new ones, right? Where they went to the casino, whatever that one was called. The Last Jedi.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, to your point, they did have a lot to tie up because the story in general has been a bit all over the place and has different writers and different narrative teams heading things up and people who have left and all this jazz. So it's a lot to tie up. And I feel like they did, even with the jumping around, I feel like they did a pretty good job. But they also laid down the foundation for future things, such as everything that we learned through the Titan discs. That was huge.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about a little bit of that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So got pretty much a consensus. We liked it. It's a good part one. Could have done better, maybe a little bit more cohesive, but we understand why it's so freaking all over the place. All right, and I enjoy, I like the goblins. I like the ethereals. I love all that shit. So you're not hearing any complaints from me the fact that it went all over the place, because I don't know. I was also one of those people that always knew the Harrenir was coming back, so I never got into that whole community uproar. But anyway, now let's actually kick this off right where all Ian started, right? And that's with the Radiant Song. So follow the events of Dragonflight, right? When Azeroth was blessing the dragon aspects with their own power rather than directly from the Titans. Several people began to hear the song of the World Soul, and it was sounding pretty panicked, right? So, Radiant Song, think back on all of that there, Allie. How do you think the Radiant Song actually worked as a storytelling device? Did it make sense to you? Did you know, what was going on with it? Think it's, I don't know. Is it cool?
It's cool. It's cool. I think it worked in the beginning. It was a way to kind of put the hooks in, get us interested, kind of get the ball rolling. That's what it was. It was a good device to get the ball rolling. It hasn't been discussed so much since the beginning of the expansion, which I find kind of interesting. We did get a little bit of the whole reminder of the Radiant Song at the very end when Nari's like, look at Koresh, so little, so brave, so strong. It's so quiet, but I hear it. So we got a little bit of reminder of oh yeah, there's that whole World Core Radiant Song thing going on. So it worked in the beginning. And then I'm curious to see if we hear them bring it up again.
Right.
Do you think they're going to bring it up again?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be brought up back again. It could be.
Easily.
Well, I mean, so let's think about that. I mean, first of all, do you think people would still be hearing it? I mean, they got it right, don't they? In terms of the storytelling, right? Because Xal'atath's spookier than ever.
Yeah, I don't think Azeroth's safe yet.
No.
So I'd imagine Azeroth is still singing. So
Yeah.
I feel like they could easily bring it back up with a 0.5, a 0.7 pre-patch. Use it in pre-patch to bring that whole doom and gloom feeling of, oh man, Azeroth's getting real loud and here comes Xal'atath. So it could come back.
All right. How do you think it's gonna come back? What is who's gonna bring it back up? Right? It's probably not gonna be Anduin again, or it could be. I don't freaking know. But who do you think it could be? Who's gonna be the Radiant Song? We must, I don't know. Tell it to shut up because it's doing things to us. We can't concentrate on this freaking war that's coming.
Maybe that's how the Harrenir come back to the center of the story. Maybe Azeroth's going to start getting real loud and start having some things to say, or just getting really loud. And then Harrenir, that's what brings them out of their hiding and wanting to be involved because Azeroth is screaming out in pain and asking for help. And they have no choice but to work with us to help her. Maybe that's how it comes back.
I can see it. I can see how that's the storyline where Orwena's having to convince the elders, dude, this is what's going on. Open your old freaking eyes. We gotta do the thing.
Open your ears. You got big ears. Use them.
Do it. Pay attention, you crazy people. So yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, So where do you think that it's going to be used in future storytelling? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a really lame toy with an hour cooldown and a 10 being a Radiant Song Bard class, what are we getting with the Radiant Song? Anything in there?
For future storytelling.
For future, yeah. Like
also, now I want a Radiant Songbird class, and I think I would leave my priest behind and go do that instead.
Well, yeah, that's what I actually want. I want to be like, hey, it's Azeroth. How's it going? Singing the song of my lady or something. I don't know what Azeroth hymns would be. I don't.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
I mean, I'm level 1, guys. Come on, I gotta learn how to sing here.
All right, future storytelling for the Radiant Song. I'm going to put it. It's going to start off as a 7 as a storytelling device in the future, and then like at either pre-patch or very beginning of the expansion, and then it's going to calm down again because the focus is going to be switched to the doom and gloom of what's happening and all of that.
Okay.
And so it's going to dip down to like a 3.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like that Harnier thing that we're talking about here because that makes sense, right? So
feels good. Yeah.
It definitely feels like they're gonna be like, yeah, the Radiant Song is going nuts, like Xal'atath on the battlefield and
Xal'atath. Gotta watch out for the Xal'atath.
gotta watch out for Xal'atath up in there, and they're just running around doing some bad stuff. And Azeroth is like, hey, bad stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm busy, I'm trying to help. And so maybe Harnier got to be like, hey, Azeroth, my goddess or whatever I call you, your honor. Whatever. Can we tone it down with the singing? I do think that the Harnier could play a role with this whole Radiant Song thing. It might make sense, right? Maybe they would be like, oh yeah, it's the song of my people. Let me sing it for you. I don't know. That's what she'll do. But yeah, I think the Radiant Song is coming back because it would make sense to bring it back. But if they're just like, oh yeah, we don't, that's fine. We don't. I mean, that's been resolved. That was the War Within thing. We're not talking about that in Midnight. No, I think that was a little weird. All right, now this is just a fun little speculative question for you that I'm curious about. So you remember the Dragonflights? They're like, oh, we're empowered by
that
Azeroth.
whole thing.
Yeah. We're empowered by Azeroth now. Do you think that was originally supposed to be resolved at the end of the War Within? Right before they conceived of the whole World Soul Saga, and they're like, "Oh, it's World Soul Saga now," right? Do you think this was going to be? Well, the War Within may have actually just been like practically the last Titan from what we're kind of getting from this stuff. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think so. I feel like that would make sense. It seems to me that would have been a really big deal. And usually whatever happens at the end of expansion is what kind of leads into the next expansion. So they got blessed and they're like, cool, we're on the bench now. Peace out, guys. We're going to chill. We're going to take a little vacation. Like, what the hell? So I think you're right. I think it probably originally was going to play a role. And then Chris Messin's like, wait, everyone. I got a plan. I got a plan.
Chris is like.
And started to like.
Get out of here, guys.
It's a little wild wacky, but stay with me on this one.
Just stay with me, guys. I got a good one.
And boy, howdy did he ever.
Yeah, I got to admit, it is kind of funny to think that once we got an inkling, an idea or something, that it was a Radiant Song coming from Azeroth. And who we were just hanging out for a long time before that happened. We were just hanging out with the dragon aspects. Nary a peep. We never even asked them, like, hey, you guys hearing that Radiant Song? Nobody said shit. Like, they didn't show up in the War Within, that's for sure. And they're supposed to be like Azeroth's guardians now. And apparently they couldn't be bothered. So, I don't know. I am kind of wondering what's up with that.
It's a good question.
Yeah, like literally the world soul who empowered you is screaming out in pain and you do nothing? Nothing? Okay. All right. I mean, maybe we're gonna find out in the War Within that they've been trying to track down Riddick the whole time, which I'd probably buy that if they're like, yeah, no, dude, he's scary. We gotta stop him.
Yeah, they probably, I mean, we've been busy in Dornigal and under the ground itself, hanging out with Belladar and spiders, and now we're off on a different planet. Like, they could easily be busy during this whole time. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I would buy it. It feels funny without any further information right now. Is all I'm getting at.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. It feels funny. That's what we all agree on.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Illyria goes on a little hunt and finds out that a lot of the spooky shit that's going down is due to Xal'atath. Oh no, yeah. And that's when we got like freaking the Radiant Song meaning something, because Locust Walker was like, oh yeah, yep. I don't want to tell you this, but same thing happened. Same thing happened to us. And it's like, oh shit, okay. So now we got some like real deals that we got to deal with. Anyway, now we also got a little help from Magni. That was when he was still a diamond. See, they figured out that they've got we gotta go to Khazalgar right after he passed out, and because it was like, hey, I'm not talking to her anymore. And then Magni's like, okay, fine, I'll help. And then he got knocked out, knocked unconscious, and he had a little timer above his head. We'll wake in like 13 days when the expansion releases. And the expansion
That's how Coma works, didn't you know?
Yeah. It's scheduled to expansion release dates. That's how you're able to no life it for like 3 days in a row with no sleep. You just have yourself a nice coma beforehand. So
there you go.
That's how you do it. Okay. All right. So anyway, now we got to go to Khazalgar. That's what he found out. It's like, oh, Khazalgar. Right. So now I'm sure that we could have taken a boat, perhaps a griffin, perhaps even just a big teleportation spell. But no. We all decided that it was a good idea to teleport the city full of some of the most powerful artifacts ever discovered directly over this new land that we know nothing about. I mean, even Northrend, like, we've been there, right? You go there in Warcraft 3. So we're like, oh, yeah, it's Northrend. We know Northrend. We're like, we don't know shit about this place. Move the city over there. Put it over there. So,
fine.
Yeah, this, as we all know, this was not the Kirin Tor's finest moment because, as I'm sure you're all aware of by now, Xal'atath managed to fool everyone with the worst backstory ever. Literally the worst backstory that you could have ever picked, and it worked. So I guess it's not the worst. I guess it's not the worst because it worked. So, all right. Now, obviously, we can discuss this whole Drendon thing, but I'm honestly a little more curious to know what you thought about the destruction of Dalaran overall. How did they do it? Was it executed well? What did you think when the destruction of Dalaran, you played through it the first time? How'd they do?
I think so. It was scary, and it was bad. And honestly, it made me sad knowing like it was going to crash, and how many years we've spent in Dalaran in this game, and it was just gonna be gone. And they did a good job making it feel like if it was actually us in that moment, we would be scared. It'd be like, oh shit, like what did we do? Oh my god. So I think they did a good job trying to convey that emotion and making us feel the things. And then when it crashed, like there were little things here and there that they used to again make us feel sad that Dalaran crashed and all these people died. Like it definitely it got a little heavy with how many people were killed in that. So I think overall, I think it was executed pretty well. What do you think?
In terms of how they pulled it off, other than Drendon, we don't need to talk about Drendon. That's.
I mean, yeah, that was.
We've talked about that in length quite a bit, so no need. Anyway, so I remember running through the city doing the questing, Anstrek with the world's largest ass showing up, going like, right. So all that, it felt. It had this big kind of feeling of like horribleness and doom and like the cutscene. That was, I gotta tell you, that was fabulous, right? That was good. The cutscene and with the inevitable destruction, that was executed very well. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do feel that now I don't know how they were going to keep it secret, but the fact that we knew about it ahead of time, I do feel like it really, really took a lot of the drama out of it, right? Because we're like, oh, okay, this is how it happens, but we already know what's happening. So yeah, like I said, I don't know how to avoid that problem other than just tell every content creator, shut up, don't talk about it. Stop
Well,
it.
they could have easily started alpha and beta in Dornagal. Just like, hey, scrolling text of things happen and now you're in the city with earthen dwarves. Welcome. Now go test things. Like they could have, there are ways to go around it. And I absolutely agree with you that I think it would kept that under wraps before it happened.
Say that again. My internet probably crapped out.
I think it did. Oh man, it was so good.
It was so good. Just repeat yourself. Say exactly what you said, because you know exactly how to do that, right?
Are you back?
I mean, I'm hearing you.
That's good.
Okay.
You froze for a minute.
Okay.
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 Your audio's starting to match up with your video now. I think we're good.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I got green bars now. I'm seeing green,
Okay.
so I think we're good.
When did I crap out?
I don't know. You were like Zaltath or something.
I did not say Zaltath at all in that. Okay, whatever. I'll just back up. Do you want to mark it?
Oh, I marked it. All right, don't worry.
Okay. They could have easily just dropped us in Dornagal and said, hey, you're in Dornagal now. It's Earths and Dwarves. Go test things. Okay, thanks. And left everything else under wraps, and it would have been a much bigger jaw-dropping moment for us to play live if they had kept it secret.
Yeah.
And it would have been so much more powerful and such a bigger moment than what it actually was. I agree with you. Like, that would have been nice.
Yeah, I do agree. It would have been beautiful if it would have just been like, oh, hey, we're in Dornagal now. Yeah, just the whole testing of it. Yeah, that sucks. I would have loved to gone in there not knowing what was going to happen, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, so next up, what happens next? Well, we learn about the existence of this whole Thragar thing, and later on in exploration, we learn about the history of those Earth heroes of the past, the Earthen heroes. I don't know why my notes said Earth. Probably
Earth heroes.
I think it auto-corrected me.
Captain Planet?
They're like Earth heroes. You mean Earthen? What is Earthen? No, it's just Earth heroes. Anyway, if you don't remember who they were, no, the Earthen that experienced. Here we go. Notes. I can read. I swear I can read. So what happened? So who's a Thragar? That's an Earthen that experienced prolonged exposure to the world soul, and they were transformed and began trying to destroy the Titans machinery that they were building down there. So they turned into diamond people, and they're like, oh, this core thing. No, smash it. Smashy smash. And they started smashing things, and the Titans didn't like their stuff being smashed. So anyway, they had to put the whole Thragar thing to rest. Now, do you think it's a good assumption that we were not going to learn more about this whole Thragar thing until the last Titan?
I think so. I don't want to wait that long, but story-wise, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been trying to think where they could fit it in, but I'm like, it just doesn't. I don't think it really makes sense when we're traipsing through Quel'Danas and shit. Like, I don't think that's
like,
gonna.
It's hard to know too, because what if we go see the other Arathi Empire and they know things about Thragar? We know what's going to happen in the first season, but that's it. I mean, when we started War Within, did we think we're going to go to Undermine and to Koresh? Like, you don't know what's going to happen in the other patches, so who knows? Like, it might come up again. Dagran might find more Titan discs.
Maybe
we might learn more. It could happen.
I keep finding them every 3 weeks.
I could dream. Dagron's like, oh, those are duplicates, but hey, thanks.
Yeah,
I'll take them.
yeah,
Here's
he's-
a few Valor Stones or something here.
Yeah,
Go away now.
You found 100 dupes. Appreciate it. I already have all these
Basically,
collector
yeah.
cards.
They're worth nothing to me now.
Yeah,
but,
they're
okay.
worth nothing.
Thanks.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so during the remainder of 11-0, so we helped fix the Earthen's Awakening machine by blessing it with Azeroth's power and relieving Magni of his role as a speaker. That was a big moment. We all went like, oh my goodness. I got a little teary-eyed, I admit. That cutscene.
Yeah, me
I thought
too.
he was a goner. I really did. I was like, oh, I guess he's it. Oh, geez, he's gone for good. Okay, but no, he's still here. All right, next up, we met the Arathi, as well as my personal favorite addition to the game, obviously Faerun Lothar. And finally, we deposed Queen Ansarek due to her allegiance with Azeroth. That's why did I read that? That's silly. No, even my notes say Xal'atath. Man, I'm all over the place. Due to her allegiance with Xal'atath, not Azeroth. They were actually against Azeroth.
That'd be really
and her.
weird.
No, they're not in cahoots. They absolutely are not. No, it's her and Xal'atath. And obviously, as well as the whole, they play a big role in the destruction of Dalaran. That's probably a bigger reason why they're like, oh, you were in the city blowing us up. We don't like you. Get out of here.
It's true.
Now, do you think that there's any follow-up on Magni's story, or are they good? Are they done? They went back to Ironforge. Maybe we'll check in with Moira, but Magni's good. Or are we gonna get
I think
something?
Magni's good. Like, we might get a little thing here and there, like a little side quest maybe to check in on him, see how retired life is treating him. Maybe some collectible, something for player housing. I don't know. But I think for the most part, he's going to be a bit retired for a while. I agree with you. Maybe a check-in with Moira. That could happen. But I think Dagran is our main buddy there with that family.
Yep. I completely agree. Great podcasting. Just totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're going to be running around with elves during a lot of Midnight's leveling campaign, where do you think the Arathi will fit into the 12-0 story? Anywhere at all, or are they shelved until the Last Titan?
I don't think they're shelved until the Last Titan. But obviously not 12.0. I think I can see a potential 12.1 or 12.2, which helps lead us into the Last Titan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm convinced that the Arathi are going to play a big role. Maybe in some 0.7s here or there. They'll their forces will be going up against the Void along with us and the Army of the Light. But I think it's going to be 12.2. And I'm still convinced that patch 12.2 is literally going to be titled Renalash.
That'd be cool. I mean, they could do a lot of great things with that.
So yeah, that's my guess for when the Arathi is going to pop up is 12.2. I still think it's going to happen. So, what about the Nerubians? We ever going to get any follow up with them and the whole Queen Nephris? The fact that she's still alive, quote unquote.
Unquote. I hope so, because I feel like they could have let her just die and that story would have been over. At a time that they're trying to tie up loose ends, they opened a new loose end for themselves. So I feel like we're going to follow up at some point, but I don't know when or how or why or how it's going to play into the story. That's where I'm at a complete loss, because why did they keep her alive? For what reason? I don't know. What do you think?
So I'm not totally positive to know why they kept her alive. But hey, Vinny, what are you doing to my keyboard? Don't do that.
Vinny wants to show everyone how big he's gotten. That's
yeah, he's a big one. He's a chonker.
So big.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm still convinced that it's just gonna be during the Last Titan at some point, because we're gonna go down to, Ashkahet, but Azrael Nerub. right? We're gonna go Azure Nerubian shit. So we're gonna go see those Nerubians.
Oh, good point.
And be like, sweet, welcome back to Northrend, everybody. You remember how they said that this place was gonna be a zone, but they ran out of time? Yep, we made it a zone now. Sweet. So we finally get the Azure Nerub zone, and we're running around, hanging out with them Nerubians. And they're gonna be like, so I heard you ran into our cousins over there down in Ajkahet. You want to say hi? We got a little expressway check in, and I don't know. I have no clue how it's gonna be tied in. I just think that's just my only way. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, pop in, have a little check in, see what's going on. How that's gonna tie into the story? No clue. No clue at all.
That totally works though. You're right. I didn't even think about. I knew we were going to Uldor, and I'm excited about that. But I mean, not Uldor, but like Northrend.
Sure.
But I had forgotten about that. So good call. That's probably how and why. Did you say you think it's going to be in Last Titan, or do you think that could be a thing that happens at midnight?
I think it's Last Titan because that's when we're going to Northrend,
okay.
Right? Because that would make sense. That it's like, oh, Nerubian buddies, the Titans are here and they're stomping around on the surface of Northrend. We need to go underground. We're like, we go hide underground or something. I don't know. Just making stuff up. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Gotcha. I'd forgotten they said it was gonna be Last Titan. So good call.
Yeah. Well, I just know they're going to Northrend and there's Nerubians up there and you can go say hi. And someone specifically called out that they're like, hey. There's tunnels underneath the ground. They know. They talk. So maybe that's going to come up. That's going to come up.
For sure.
All right. So moving on. 11-0's story wrapped up with a badass cutscene where Illyria broke the Dark Heart and Khadgar came flappy birding out of there. Oh no, he's not feeling well though. So Anduin has to step in and prove to himself that the light is still there and he can still use it. So, what role is Anduin going to play in Midnight, if any? Is he just going to sign up in the Army of the Light, or is Eretor going to talk to him about the void up his sleeve? What's going on? Like, what's happening with Anduin?
All of that is happening, partly because I think it makes sense, but also because I need it. So it's going to happen. I'm manifesting it into the world, and because I need to know about the void up his sleeve. I think Eretor is a great thing for that. Plus, with Eretor come back into the story and their old connection with the light, I think it makes a lot of sense. And between that, Faerun's gonna be in the picture. Like I think Anduin's still gonna be a pretty big spot in all of this.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it seems like it does feel like he kind of dropped off the face of the earth after, the 11-0 storylines concluded. Like, Faerun was tromping around up in Arathi Highlands, and Anduin was like, oh, hey, I'm in a short story, but I'm not in the actual questing.
Because he got his light back, so he needed to kind of work on that bond a bit.
Okay, he needs to work on the bond with the light. Okay.
You got to work on it, man. You got to work on it. It's important.
It's no Bondo. All right. So.
Trust me. I'm a priest. I know things.
All right. So, I don't know where he's gonna pop up. Obviously, he's gonna show up somewhere. I just don't know. I don't know when, where, because we're gonna be like, hey, it's elves. We're hanging out with the elves. And we get out of here. You're not an elf. Get out of here. I don't know. Whenever the void and the light go like really toe to toe, Anduin's gonna step up. We already know he's
for sure. Then too.
So the latest we will probably see him is the March on Quell Danas that they're going. Shh. Big story spoilers. Don't tell nobody. So I don't know. Maybe that's when Anduin dies. I don't know. No, he's got plot armor. He's got plot armor. They'll never. The lore community will never hear the end of it. They're like, what about?
I mean, that's true.
What about the comic? What about
That's so true. They will never live it down.
Never. They'll never live it down. Yeah. So 12-2, Renalash. Anduin's going to be there. And he's talking to Eritor the whole time, going, you got to embrace the void up your sleeve. So, yeah, that'd be cool. He'll finally embrace his disciplined priest ways.
There you go.
So how about Khadgar, though? How about Khadgar? Is he done for now? Or has he got more to do in the World Soul Saga?
He's a little busy at the moment.
Him and Modera have got some shiz to do.
They're a little wee bit busy. So he's enjoying that retired life. He'll be called out of retirement one more time at some point for his knowledge. His knowledge is power.
When Medivh comes back, Khadgar's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. It's entirely possible. So I think we're done for now. But I can see us seeing him again in the World Soul Saga. I think that's when he's going to come back. What do you think? At the end. The last Titan. That's what I mean. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know when, how, crazy, but hey, if Chris is up there going, real epic, I mean, you can get some Medivh up in here and Khadgar being like, hey, I didn't want to do this, but you forced my hand. Hey, Medivh, can you come on out of retirement? And it's just like,
They're going to be like back to back, like casting things and
right. I don't know. Give me the craziest shit you can think of and just go for it. Just blow all your cooldowns at that shit. And I'm just gonna be like, oh God, it's too much awesome. So yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yeah, so Khadgar, yeah, I agree. Him and Modera, they got some R&R to get caught up on, and yeah, maybe he'll come back and call the big guns when they need to be like, hey, Medivh, your mama fought Sargeras. Why don't you come back and fight Aman'Thul?
It's your mama.
Let's see how you can go toe to toe with a Titan, just like your mom did. You can brag too, because she only fought an Avatar. You say I fought the real thing,
right? True.
All right. So next up, what do we get? Well, we got an anniversary event that Jen totally skipped. So we're just gonna move right along to 1107, which gave us additional glowy crystal named Hemosoul. Yep. And the whole Circe Circlet stuff, which, hey, I finally replaced. I actually got an upgrade.
Hey,
that was
good job.
Finally replaced it. Yeah.
Finally.
It's like a 658 or something like that. Good Lord. Okay. It was like a 691 I replaced it with. I was like, finally, get rid of this thing. Anyway, so what are we thinking about these stories? They coming back up? Is Circe and all that kind of stuff with the sirens, or is this just the Great Divide episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender? Was this just filler?
I have no freaking idea anymore. It bothers me so much that they made such a big. Maybe I made a big deal of it, but
who made a big deal?
They made this point that Hemosoul was miles down. Miles. Do you know how long a mile is? It's so far.
5,280 feet. Mm-hmm.
It's so far. Like, it goes miles, plural, down. Like, it's real deep up in there, right? So the fact that to me feels like a big deal. So they better bring it back. And I think Circe, the whole, like, Naga thing or something, like, I think at some point it might get a little nod. Like, hey, remember that circlet and that little story over there? Here's why. And then all of a sudden Ashara is back or something or other, and I don't know. But I know if Hemosoul ends up not meaning a damn thing, I'm gonna be real bitter.
I do have a feeling if I were to make a guess, I'm not guaranteeing nothing. I don't necessarily think it's gonna come up, but if it does, the only place I can think about it is if, in fact, we get some Ashara, which I'm pretty sure we are. I think Ashara is going to show up somewhere in midnight.
At some point, yeah.
I have a strong feeling it's going to be 12-1 is going to be Ashara related. I could be wrong. It could be actually the Last Titan. It could be the Last Titan because it makes sense that if she's going after the true throne of power, That could also make sense, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it. I haven't set my prediction in stone yet. Anyway, so whenever Ashara does show up, it may be mentioned because I believe that's where we were even seeing the Song of Depths and stuff like that. And there was a Naga presence on the island too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Ready?
Sure. I'm ready.
At some point for Renalash, maybe, or sometime during the last tie-in, I think we're going to have a section of story that requires us to somehow connect Beladar to Hemasol to any other calcified chunks of Azeroth around as part of the effort to save Azeroth or stop some bad or something. So, like, there's gonna be a reason that we have to connect them or empower them or something or use them, and that's when it's going to come into play again.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So that's the patch that we go inside Beladar, because we all know you can go inside Beladar. We just haven't done it yet.
Sure. Why not? I don't care. I just want Hemasol to matter. That's all.
Okay, all right. So Hemasol's going to matter.
I'm pulling things out of my butt as to why it would matter.
All right. So that wasn't the only thing that we got during 1107. We also had a quest line reminding us of who the Haranir were. Well, we went and tried to deal with the whole Black Blood thing and basically saying, goblins are next, just so you know. It's goblins. That's what that quest was. Right? So like we said, because during a little reminder of, oh, wait, I skipped a thing. I'm just going to mark it. I'm silly. I'm skipping things. And then I'm backing up. Yeah, dealing with the Black Blood and that stuff. So, Allie, do you think they dropped the Black Blood story? Or is the Black Blood getting picked up during a Harandar campaign?
I think it's going to be picked back up again because, I don't know. I feel like Black Blood and Azeroth just having pools of Black Blood down there, probably a really bad thing for Azeroth, probably really unhealthy. So I think it'll come back in the Harandar campaign. Harandar.
Yeah, whatever that zone's called, but yeah, Harandar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Just had to bring it up. I think, the Black Blood totally makes sense. That's another selling point that Orwena could be like, hey, the Black Blood's even getting down here. You know what I mean? Like, if it starts showing up in their, like,
easily. Yeah.
root lands, it's like, oh, shit. Black Blood's even down here, so we gotta tell the elders. And the elders are like...
Azeroth is screaming, there's Black Blood, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. However that line goes. I messed that up somewhere. It's fine.
Whatever. I know what you're talking about. Bill Murray. Ghostbusters. Great movie. That's exactly right. All right. So, like we said, well, during our little reminder of Orwena's existence, we found out wherever we were going next was going to involve Jaster Gallywix. And boy, howdy did it. That is right. We had Undermined, 11-1. We're doing the goblins. Right, so we finally got to pay a visit to the Goblin City of the Undermine. Finally, it's what we've been waiting for so long. I mean, for God's sakes, if you're a gold farmer in WoW, especially an old timey gold farmer, everyone's heard of the Undermine Journal. We've been waiting that long. Like it's that freaking blog goes back to Cataclysm or maybe even before that. It's an old blog that we knew about a long time. So anyway. Yeah. During the course of this patch, we found out that Gallywix had been asked to repair the Dark Heart. And shortly after he finished it, an ethereal by the name of Phase Thief Azir took the damn thing. Yeah. And when Zaltaf finds out about this, she is not a happy camper. She is quite upset, in fact. Soon to find out for very good reason. Now, that was going down. Gallywix was also having to deal with like this violent revolution in the streets, and it was... clear the roving death squads made up of 10 to 30 violent individuals was going to be a pretty serious problem. And just like the French Revolution, Gallywix was put down. So, how'd you like the story of Undermine? It was good?
It was good, and honestly, I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I was going to. Not that I thought it was going to be bad. It just felt a little out of left field to me originally, but I ended up liking it a lot.
Yeah, I loved the whole thing. It felt very appropriate with everything going on. It was nice to play through. It was nice to see some moneyed individuals getting some comeuppance. It was good to see there. I liked that. And it honestly made sense, because if we're like, oh, we found out with this whole storyline going all the way back to the friggin', the War of the Ancients trilogy with the Dragon Soul first coming around, like something that old. So it gets mentioned that, oh, this thing's a little bit like the Dragon Soul. It looks like an ancient prototype of it. So they're like, oh, who built those? The goblins. So it all kind of comes full circle, and it was beautiful. I loved how it tied in while also basically checking off the box of, hey, guys, we're going underground. We need to figure out a way to get the goblins involved. And I think they did a great job. So I loved the way that it got injected back in there, and he was given like a whole bunch of abilities and access to black blood and all that. So, he was able to zap whatever that guy's name was. What was his name? The guy that Gazlo left in charge. I think it was Laszlo or something like that. Feel bad for him.
The guy that Gazlo left in charge.
The guy Gazlo left in charge of the Steam Wheel cartel, or the build. Steam Wheel, right?
Renzik?
No, not Renzik. It was the guy that got zapped in the freaking cutscene opening. The big guy with the black bow, and it was just blasted the shadow. That guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I felt bad about that guy. Terrible.
I mean, not that bad, apparently.
Hey, just because I'm bad at remembering names doesn't mean I don't feel bad.
I feel like I should know, and I don't right now. I'd have to look it up.
That's how it works. Yeah. All right. Anyhow, I feel bad.
Hi, Katie.
Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful story that I loved it. Now, what about future storytelling? Will Undermine be used for anything? And will Undermine maybe eventually be like a possible goblin starting zone thingamabob stuff?
I can definitely see it being a starting zone for goblins down the road. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. It might be used at some point when we have to go miles deep into the ground to get to Haemusol or whatever.
Sure.
Bothers me. I think the goblins are going to come in useful at some point here and there. I think Undermine itself as the location in the story, probably not. What do you think?
Yeah, I do think you're right. It does feel like they are creating these very race-specific locations that are like building them up. Like, for example, we're getting Silvermoon coming up like here. So we're building up, the Silvermoon, the Blood Elf capital. And along that, we're also getting Zul'Aman built up with the trolls and things like that. Who knows if that's eventually going to be anything in the future. But we also had Belemeth was a big one, a big example of that. And it just kind of makes me think, like, I don't know. Maybe they are planning a revamp to that, especially now that we know that Midnight actually is going to consist of some pretty heavy updates to the leveling system in Midnight. Especially with you can play through like the patch quest lines, and you can do the freaking story mode versions of the raids. Like it's gonna be huge. So I don't know. Maybe they are gonna be using it. I think it would be cool if it was a starting zone though. I'd love that.
I think you're onto something, because it does. I mean, we've supposedly reclaimed Gilneas, whatever.
Sure you did, Ellie.
It does feel like, starting zone by starting zone, racial zone by racial zone, things are happening and getting updated. I can see after Last Titan, we know they're planning more things for WoW. WoW's not ending after Last Titan. So maybe once the Last Titan, when they're looking to maybe start a new saga, freshen things up, really drive home of new things in WoW, maybe all new starting zones for all races.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah, I do feel like they're probably going to roll it out for like heritage armor, right? So, Pandaren, don't hold your breath. So it does feel like they're gonna be rolling it out for like maybe the Night Elves first, and then shortly after that the Blood Elves, right? Because I feel like the Blood Elves are gonna have like a big new story to tell, and Liadrins can be like, hey guys, can you stop telling that story? Like, I'm really embarrassed. Like, I really regret that time of my life. Like, did you see the cutscene? It's pretty regretful. I don't want to relive that. Can we update that leveling experience, please, especially for the paladins? I don't want to see that no more. All right, so yeah, like with this whole unification of the elves, hey, maybe they're gonna get an update there, and it's gonna be rolling out to like the Draenei next, and then maybe out to the goblins, right? And then, like you mentioned, the Worgen, because that's all like freaking BC and Cataclysm stuff. So they're due for an update. They're due for an update.
Absolutely agree.
All right, now before we get back on track, to track down the Dark Heart, we had 2 quick diversions. We did. So 11.15 had a tiny amount of story, so negligible, in fact, that we're just going to go to 11.17. It's like the Nightfall scenario where they're like, you want some cosmetics? That was the story. So this patch had a bit of a controversy with the Legacy of Aerithor questline, where we visited the Arathi Highlands with Farron. So, Allie, what do you think? With the Red Dawn, they showing up again at midnight, is this again more future, maybe a update to the human leveling experience you have to deal with the Red Dawn, or perhaps the undead leveling experience? It's kind of where you're at. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know about maybe midnight for like a 0.5, maybe. So we know how 0.5s can go sometimes.
Yeah.
They're going to come back at some point. Because again, in a time when Blizzard's trying to tie up loose ends, they created a new one with letting what's-her-face jerk go free. We're just like, oh no, you can't do this anymore. And oh no, you don't have your title anymore because that's totally going to stop you, but it's really not going to. What the hell? So clearly they're coming back at some point in this story. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to be midnight? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know when they're going to be used. Like that I was not expecting the Red Dawn storyline and for it to end on an open note like that. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Red Dawn is one of those weird ones where I think the way it's being rolled out is a little choppy and like slow to start, because you got to remember we kind of got introduced to the whole whatever the butt her name is,
Miriam.
Yeah, sure, whatever her name is.
It's an M name.
Yeah. Yes. So Danath's niece, I believe, is the relation.
Yes.
Danath's niece. So we get introduced to that during a short story that we got like during the leveling campaign, right? So they knew about it. So the Heartlands was there, talking about there's a dust up going on over there in the Arathi Highlands. And then old Danath had to go back and clean it up, fix it, and then throw her in jail. And then that's where we show up when she's currently in jail, and now the Red Dawn. It does feel like this was one of those things where they had to reorder the storytelling of it because the whole World Soul Saga, right? They're like, oh, well, that kind of is going to change how the Red Dawn shows up. And hey, I don't know what they're going to be used for in the future. Maybe it's just because they're going to be, like I said, maybe a new human leveling experience in time.
I can see it.
It might make sense. And they're just like the protagonist, that's the bad word. That's the antagonist, the bad guys.
Antagonist.
The bad guys. I was like, no, they're not the good guys. They're the bad guys. So yeah, they're going to be the bad guys that you run around just like, I don't know, the wolves over there in Elven Forest. It's like the Defias Brotherhood. Right?
Yeah.
Which the Defias are technically part of the Red Dawn. So there you go.
True.
All right, so 1117 also included lore walking. So here we learned how Xal'atath got stuck in the dagger, and that Locust Walker and Venari knew each other. They were buds, kind of. So what do you hope for the first Midnight lore walking chapters will be? Because we're pretty much guaranteed that lore walking is in fact going to be a thing they're going to keep using.
They better. I need it.
I mean, Maria, there was a quote with I think it was the Taliesin Evitel fireside chat with Maria Hamilton.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think they specifically were like, yeah, we like lore walking because we don't have to say, go play the quest line that is like 3 hours long, but the relevant story is only like 10 minutes maybe. So they're like, yeah, just squish it. Just squish it down.
Yeah, it was so good. I love lore walking so much. I think they are going to want to use lore walking to remind us of certain aspects of the story, right? So I'm calling out that one will be the battle between the Amani and the Blood Elves, or the High Elves.
Okay.
I feel, and I'm not sure how or if they'd actually do this, but I feel like it'd be really cool to see one with Arthas and the Scourge coming to Othalos, causing the dead scar and all that, right?
Right.
Because now it's all healed, and they wanted to make a point of that during Gamescom. Like, it's healed now. So I can see them maybe using lore walking to show that. And then I'm trying to think, because like they did it in threes last time, so I'm trying to think what the third one would be.
This is good because you're making me think of some stuff. Sweet. I like this.
I want to know what Xal'atath was before the lore walking that we got before with her. So I'm wondering if at some point we get like a prequel to that, like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, that's what happened then. But what happened before then? I found a tablet hidden in some place that tells us. I don't know. I don't know how Cho's going to find that out, but I feel like we need that.
Yeah. Now,
what do you think?
So you had me piecing together some like great ideas that they could do. So you could do one that's like the relevant history of the Blood Elves, right? So and go over like those big important moments. Like for example, now that we know that Zul'Aman is a thing, and they're not enemies, they're not really frenemies. They're kind of frenemies. We're like, we don't like you, but there's void. So like, come on. I like the idea of just using lore walking to explain the history of the High Elves, the Blood Elves, and all that kind of stuff. Just like a nice primer and a recap. So like we now know that they threw Arthas in there. Maybe they threw Arthas in there because one of the first things they're going to bring up is the March on Quel'Thalas and the Dead Scar and all that, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? You could tie it into like, okay, the Blood Elves founded they founded all their land in Silvermoon right here after the Night Elves kicked them out, right? So because we probably need some like history on the Elven Animus and why they're so mad at each other. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it to possibly reunify. So give a little backstory there. So and you can do it all pretty much all from the Blood Elves because you really only need the Blood Elves to really get where the splinter happened. It's like, okay, they got kicked out of the Night Elves, right? And they went over here. And then they're like, hey, get out, Zul'Amani trolls. Get out of here, Amani. Bye. And then you're like, that's why they hate them. That's right there. That's it. That's why they hate them. And then they dumped water from the Well of Eternity right here on this ley lines. And hey, bada boom, you got a Sunwell. And then you can speed it up to be like, okay, and at this point, this is when Liadrin was like torturing Naru, right? Because you could totally tell that story because it's like maybe someone's sitting here going, why is Liadrin going, I don't deserve your love. I'm really mean, but my people need your help. Maybe explain that, I'm just saying, that's a great use of lore walking, is to talk about that little thingamabob. Right? And then, yeah, make the whole Arthas edition make sense by saying, oh, yeah, and then Arthas came here because he had his best drinking buddy, Kel'Thuzad, died of... Arthas killed him. But then Arthas got mind controlled by a big, scary weapon, and Ner'zhul was like, hey, bring back Kel'Thuzad. And he's like, how do I do that? Sunwell, baby. So then they corrupted it, and then they blew it up, and then bad things happened with very sad elves as they started to wither, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna drain some friggin' mana from these mana worms, like in a cutscene from the Burning Crusade. And Illidan was like, hey man, I know how to fix your mana addiction. He didn't help. He didn't do shit though. He didn't help him. He was just like, here, have a Naru, torture the shit out of this. And then they tortured the shit out of a Naru. So there you go. Cho could do a much better job of explaining all that.
But you're right. I think doing one lore walking story where they just go over the general nutshell of the history of Quel'Thalas and the high elves turn into blood elves, I think that would be a good way to handle it, because there really is a lot to cover to help catch people up. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you could practically split it up into like, oh, super old stuff that's still relevant. You go through all that. I don't know where Lore Walker Cho is going to add in some new info, like, oh yeah, by the way, and I don't know, new info. I can't freaking know. I don't know what he's going to say, but yeah, you could do it as like, oh yeah, this is the stuff that happened when the Night Elves kicked him out, right? Maybe explain all that kind of stuff. Could make sense there. And then you could like fast forward and have Cho do like some fun, colorful commentary that they're like, oh yeah, and then the Void Elves that got kicked out for basically the exact same thing they did. So, a little hypocritical, but it's thousands of years apart, Hey, people making mistakes the same all the time. Anyway. All right, so yeah, lore walking needs to continue. That absolutely does.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Now, here we find ourselves in 11-2, having learned more ethereal lore than we have ever thought we were going to get, really. As well as defeating a Void Lord. We did indeed. And we trapped him in a Dark Heart. I didn't know it could do that, but it did. Well, too bad Xal'atath killed, or possibly just switched places with Locust Walker. You never know. You never know. I don't know. Maybe
there were ashes. There was Locust Walker ashes.
Ribbons. Ribbons. That's not ashes of his soul. That's his ribbons.
Okay, ashes of the ribbons, but like.
Oh yeah. But I was just like, maybe his soul got sucked into the dark. Hey,
I mean,
there was.
It
it looked like there were Khadgar ashes when he was getting sucked into the same thing, and he's like, "Oh, I survived in the Dark Heart by being arcane." What the frick is Locust Walker? He is just arcane.
Okay. Maybe I need to watch it again. I don't know.
No.
Maybe.
I am not saying that there aren't ashes. There's absolutely some ashes. But
it could be ashes of the ribbons. You're right.
Yeah. Is he dead? Probably. But if they're like, well, yeah, it was a Xal'atath Swaparoo spell she cast. Right? I would have bought that.
It could be. Yeah. Could be.
All right. Anyway. So yes, swap place with Locust Walker, and she now has the Void Lord powered Dark Heart. That's a lot of power. Obviously, this is what Ian was talking about when he's like, Xal'atath just ascended into a new power tier. The scanner would definitely be over 9,000. It is definitely over 9,000 for sure. So, how did you enjoy 11-2? It's good. You like it?
Really enjoyed it. Still have a couple questions I want answered, but.
Like what?
Did gain some answers. I still want to know what. I understand that the brokers needed their containment suits.
Sure, yeah.
Because of the shadow. I get that, but like.
But why'd you go to the Shadowlands, goofballs?
Right, like why'd you go to the Shadowlands? How did that all go down? I need to know a little bit more about the broker side of things specifically. I get the zeros now. I really love that we got some great clarification on things we were assuming incorrectly. I just need to know a little bit more about the brokers. Just a little bit. But otherwise, it's been fun. I'm enjoying it. I feel like they could have gotten a little more creative with phase diving and stuff, and maybe that's just me not having spent enough time with it.
I like that I can teleport fast.
That is really nice. That is really nice. Well, yeah, overall, really enjoying it. Good times.
Yeah.
How about you?
It's a great patch. Like you said, I'm kind of curious to know, like you said, it's like, what is the big split between brokers and ethereals? Why'd you go to the Shadowlands? Why didn't you go to any of the other realms? Didn't see you in the Emerald Dream, so I don't think you're there. Maybe we just missed you. Maybe you're in one of the other infinite pockets. I don't know. Probably not, though. So yeah, like why to the Shadowlands? So yeah, that's a big question for me. I do think that one is gonna be answered. So yeah. Now, what do you hope happens next? Either in 11.25 or 11.27. Could probably just focus on 11.27 since 11.25 is gonna be like stuff, and we know 11.27 is also gonna be like player housing. So story wise, what are you gonna get?
There's gonna be a Legion remix in there too,
Yeah. So
I'm not expecting a whole lot. I think at some point, maybe 0.7 will be kind of like our yub nubs. Like, cool. How are we doing with setting up this new Dalaran area? What is their plan now going forward? They've had some time to kind of sort out their lives, right? How are things in Donegal now that we've been through the area and we've done our stuff? How are things? And then maybe that's when 0.7, maybe that's when we start learning about what has been happening elsewhere in Azeroth while we've been busy over here with this stuff in this corner of the world. So I think it's where we get that started.
Okay.
What do you think? What are you thinking?
So, considering that we kind of know the idea that player housing is, I believe, at least slated to show up around 11.27, right? Is that when we're going to be like getting it? I think
that's what I thought, but then Gamescom made it sound like it's coming like a few days before midnight comes out. I don't know. I need to look into that a little bit more.
Either
honestly.
way,
I'm a little confused.
Yeah, we know it's coming. It's going to be available at some point. It does kind of feel that 11.27 is going to be just like, hey, yeah, so we stopped a Void Lord, but we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there too with whole Zaltath. And it just does feel like it's going to be some kind of like, yeah, we got to get ready. Maybe Anduin's going to show up a little bit. Like, I don't know who's going to be involved other than Illyria, obviously. I don't know what kind of pre-patch event it's going to be. I have no freaking clue. It's just going to be, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to wrap this up and tie it into Xal'atath attacking, because you know what I mean? It's like, we know Xal'atath attacking is the beginning of the expansion, but it's like, what are you going to do in between? What are you doing? Like, because there's not a lot that you got to do, because we already know that like the first thing she's going to do is go for the Sunwell. It's well established. So we're like, I don't know. Maybe we're just because go meet Eritor or go talk to him for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe this seems like a decent idea to me. Go talk to him. I mean,
sure.
We're getting a novel around that time, so
true.
Seems like we're getting an Eritor chat is what 11.27 is probably going to be. Yeah, well, there you have it. That's a quick and dirty kind of recap of the major plot points across the War Within so far. That's pretty much it. And obviously what what's coming next with all of them, if anything. Now, do you agree with the segment of the community that believes the storyline was all over the place and hard to follow?
I feel like that's a bit dramatic. It was a little all over the place.
The internet being dramatic? Oh my goodness.
No, it never happens.
It never happens.
I wouldn't say it was all over the place. It wasn't that hard to follow. You still had your story devices carrying you through, like the Dark Heart, for example, chasing Xal'atath. Like, even in Undermine, that was still present. So I don't think it was that all over the place. And I don't feel like it was hard to follow. That could be because I'm coming at it from a lore community perspective. But I didn't think it was hard to follow. It was a little unexpected at times, but not hard to follow. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, the only real left field for me was the Siren's Isle, because I'm like, I don't know what's going on over here.
Fair.
Like, what? I don't know why I should care, other than there's another chunk of a crystal, and there's people over in Dornogal going, "Hey, did you see there's a crystal? I heard there's a crystal over here," and I'm like, okay, I don't know why I should care. I'm not really sure why I should care. So that's the only one where I was like, okay, that was weird. The overall structure of the fact that we don't get like story in the 0.5 patches kind of does for some reason. It just feels like makes it a little bit more spread apart and a kind of annoying
Fair
to follow a smidge. But I don't know. I never got that criticism. It didn't make any sense to me. So
yeah.
So do you like the way it was structured, or are you gonna reserve judgment until you've actually played through the whole World Soul Saga?
I mean, are we talking about how the
just the War Within
trilogy is structured, or just War Within?
Just the War Within.
I'm good with it. I do agree with you that I wish 0.5s had a little more story to them, even if it's just a quest line that mattered. But overall, I think it ended up working. I think it allowed them to tie up some loose ends while furthering the story and setting up the saga and being that foundational expansion. I'm all right with it. I think it worked out. How are you feeling so far?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, especially because if you know all the crazy backstory stuff, that I'm glad that we have lore walking now, because most fans don't know the connection between the Dragon Soul and the Dark Heart and the goblins and all these little things. And us over here going like, well, actually, this is actually a really good callback. And oh my God, I'm so excited for it. And most people are like, why goblins? Why? So I'd like that. And then it's like, why are we going to Koresh? It's like, well, it makes sense that we're going to Koresh because, I mean, for God's sakes, the whole thing opened with Locust Walker going like, yeah, our planet was doing this. Remember, our planet. And we're thinking like, well, I guess we're going to go see your planet. No, we didn't think that, but it makes sense, right? The way it's all structured.
For sure.
And now that we know that, because, the whole time it's like, well, Xal'atath, you were a freaking artifact weapon. Why should we be scared of you? Well, she's got a Void Lord in her pocket now. So, yeah, it's scary. And it does give her the level of power that she is like a super scary, badass, just lady. Now, I don't know what else to say. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's just say Iridikron had a really cool plan, and I'm excited for the continuation of what comes next. So yeah, I liked the way that it kind of was set up, because it just also the hilarious. Dude, are you saying you gave it to the Ethereals? Oh shit! And I just love the end. The end of the cutscene from the raid that we listened to, where she's like, "This has been marvelous,"
and her face with it was just fantastic.
She's like, "You have no idea how well this plan has worked out." Oh my God! Yeah. So I really like how it all played out. It's been great so far. Now, before we get out of here, are there any other major plot points that you want to call out, maybe discuss a little bit, that may play an impact in the future? Because, well, obviously we didn't hit them all, but we hit more than Ian did.
That's true. Although his time was very limited. So
very limited.
No, I think eventually through our ramblings, we covered most ones I would want to cover. Do you have anything else?
Nope, or I would have put them in the notes.
Oh, that makes sense. They were your notes. Good point.
Yeah, good point indeed. All right, well, I guess you got a job to do if that's the case. And Patreon did weird things. So now that their names are in a different order now. So anyway,
I know. I just noticed this. I'm like, why are they in the weird order?
yeah, well, it's
I don't know what to do with my life.
They're changing things up. So hey, you get alphabetical order now. So enjoy your job in alphabetical order, Allie.
Which one is Broders now? I'm so lost. Okay, ready? Oh, actually, hold on. I'm jumping everything here. Hey everyone. Hi. Welcome to the end of the show. That's right. It's the part of the show where we like to say a quick thank you to all the patrons that support us and you keep the show going. Thanks. Thank you. If you'd like to join their ranks. 5 years, everyone. 5 years. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/live-laugh-lore. I don't know why anyone wanted to support this show, but we have a number of wonderful, wonderful patrons, and we love you all so very much. You're the reason that it's 5 years. It's you. Thank you. You're amazing. We do like to say a quick thank you to our top patrons. It's all out of order now.
It's alphabetical order now. Now it's a real order.
It's fine. There's a real order before I got used to it. All right, we have Aphrodon. All Shadow Priests roll initiative with a disadvantage. I'm sorry, again, I should get advantage. Just saying. Advantage. We have Shalil. We have Craig Lemus. We got some L's together still. That's good. Donald McWaters. Father Ryan. Haley. Harlow. Jay Kaw. Jeff S. I try to make that not sound like a bird, and I can't resist him. Sorry, Jay. Sorry. Jeff S. Lex Rance from over there for Azeroth. The Wonderful Mud. Nikki Lobre. Sean Wilson, also from For Azeroth. Teldrassil, Better Burning Charcoal. That one's Broder, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Thistleborn, who actually was in chat. Hello. Void Lord Rigorminos, tired of intermediaries and heralds.
Me too. I
And of course,
want a Shara back. Yeah, I want
the wonderful Zeril. Thank you all so much. You are all wonderful, and we truly appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Stories. There's nothing in the world more powerful than a good story.
All right, we love to end every episode around here on a positive note. And, well, today is no different in that respect. But rather than give you a positive bit of news to make you feel warm and fuzzy, I'm going to give you a whole lot more. Now, everyone loves to do their doom scrolling from time to time, and even I like to indulge from it. Do it, the scroll of the doom. And sometimes it's pretty doomy, and sometimes it's pretty okay. And wouldn't you know it, the algorithm apparently knows that about on a bi-weekly basis, I do some searching for positive news. So this video was presented to me, and we're just going to listen to it, and I'll tell you a little bit about more on the other side.
For the first and only time, it's the end of August 2025, and here's 10 things that went right. High-speed rail finally came to the U.S., with the nation's fastest train now going 160 miles per hour from D.C. to Boston. 40 new species were discovered in a huge underwater canyon in Argentina, including a sea star that looks like Patrick from SpongeBob. 8 coal plant towers were beautifully destroyed in the biggest ever simultaneous demolition. Scientists used a new method to spot probably the most massive black hole ever found. New York became the first state to require most new buildings to soon be fully electric, saving money, health, and the environment. Researchers made a new solar cell that works with indoor light, which could replace small batteries. Former sea turtle poachers transitioned to working for conservation organizations in Cabo Verde to successfully protect endangered species. Fast fashion giant Shein was fined €1 million by Italy and $40 million by France to increase accountability for misleading environmental claims. A man discovered a stunning new moth species and named it after his wife for their 42nd anniversary. And our community installed the trifecta of a heat pump, EV, and solar, dropped leftover wedding flowers on strangers' porches, brought a garbage can to their local beach to save 30 bags of litter, and so much more. A report was going right in the world, so share your story and stick around for more.
Yeah, so if you didn't catch it, because, well, how could you? He didn't say his name. That creator goes by Jacob Simon Says. So if you search for that, Jacob Simon Says, all one word, over there on Instagram, and I'm sure the other places too, you can find this video and a whole lot more of, just like he says, sharing what's going right in the world. So if that is something that you feel like you need in your life, I would suggest giving him a follow, because it's content like this, but it's in your doom scrolls and not just at the end of Live Laugh Lore. So yeah, go find Jacob Simon Says for more positive news in your life, because we all need the good stuff. And a train.
That was all things I would never heard of.
Yeah, a train going 160 miles an hour now. Sweet, that's
so
badass.
fast. It's so fast.
I want to ride that train. I really do. That sounds cool as hell.
Right?
Yeah, I do. Anyway, there you go, everyone. Go look up Jacob Simon Says. I don't know, ride a 160 mile an hour train, because that sounds cool as shit.
And tell us how cool it is, because I want that.
Yeah, and I don't know, all that other amazing stuff he said that I've already forgotten. Ooh, the coal-fired plants.
Thank you so much for listening to Live, Laugh, Lore. If you have a topic or a question you'd like us to discuss, send us an email at livelaughlorecast@gmail.com. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so by going to patreon.com/livelaughLore, and you can keep the show going for as little as $1 an episode. You can watch Ali live on Twitch Sunday nights over at twitch.tv/AliAndres. And you can watch Jin Monday nights at twitch.tv/JinsJoint. You can also follow the show on Twitter at live_laugh_lore. You can follow Jin on Twitter at JinsJoint, and you can follow Ali at Ali_K. Meanwhile, be kind and take care.
Boo! Recorded!
Did it.
All right, there, chat. I see there's a couple folks over here, so I'm going to go get Vinny again. Look at this guy.
Yeah, get Vinny. Vinny's gotten so big, everyone. You need to see this cat. So big.
Adorable. Look at that chonker.
It's so big.
Look at that chonker.
He's like, I'm not big. What? I'm a little kitty.
No, he's adorable. Yeah, he's like, seriously, he's only like 5 months old. Like April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, September. So about, yeah, he was born in April. So yeah, he's so freaking big. Oh God, look at that guy.
He really is.
Look at that guy.
Oh my goodness. I
He's
remember
so precious.
He's so little.
We got him when he was 1 pound, and he's literally bigger than Libby now. Like way.
Yeah,
bigger.
look like it.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And he's only 5 months old. Look at that smooshy little face. Oh, he's so cute. He's so adorable. Oh, okay, yeah. Here, go back to your bed there, buddy. Come on.
I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Growing takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. All right, he just laid back in his bed. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. This was amazing. And I'll catch you all next week. So yeah, bye.
Bye.